Come dine with me at 11 Madison Park, the completely plant-based 3-star Michelin restaurant in New York City. I learned about this restaurant from the Netflix documentary, You Are What You Eat, and I knew I had to go. You have to make a reservation and pay more than a month in advance. We started out with this palate-cleansing drink made of celtus, shiso, and cucumber. Savory with just a touch of sweetness, it tastes like spring in a glass. One of the best things I've ever had. And so gorgeous to look at. They even included an ice cube with the restaurant's logo. This was served with a corn tostada with avocado and baby lettuce bundles, which exploded with flavor. Next was the tonburi with beets, and it simulated caviar. This was probably my least favorite dish because I don't like caviar. But I ate the whole thing anyway, comforted that there were no fish eggs in my food. Next was an incredible mushroom butter served with some of the most delicious rolls I've ever had. They were kind of like croissants, but in roll form. I don't know how they do it. Then there was soba with shiitake and wasabi, and the broth was incredible, rich and delicious. This is an artichoke and green garlic tart served with a French savardine. This dish with fresh peas defies description, but it was so rich and delicious. The best way I can describe it is like a spring stew. The service was top-notch, as were the wine pairings. And we still had 3 courses to go. The presentation of dishes here is like an entertaining floor show. We were served the final savory dish, an asparagus with coriander and spinach. It was topped with a rich coriander broth, which was delicious. While we enjoyed it, we got a great view of the elaborate table preparations when the table next to us left. Our first dessert course was rhubarb mochi and strawberries with koji cream. And meanwhile, at the neighboring table, one of my favorite bites was the sesame pretzel with chocolate, a perfect combination of sweet and savory. Another surprise was the bottle of homemade flavored vermouth that we lingered over as the restaurant filled up and the sun went down. We were not ready to leave, but they needed our table, so we were offered a tour of the kitchen, which was amazing. The kitchen was huge, probably bigger than the restaurant itself, and clean, and everyone was putting together the dishes with surgical precision. I thought this was such a clever way of getting people to vacate their table while offering this incredible behind-the-scenes experience. When we were done with our kitchen tour, we went to the front of the restaurant where there were gift bags waiting for us with treats for the following day. Our party consisted of a hardcore vegan, a hardcore meat eater, and an omnivore, and we all loved it. Now this experience does not come cheap. All in with drinks and tip, it was about $2,000 for 3 people. 11 Madison Park was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. If you have the means to do it and you're interested in plant-based culinary artistry, I say go for it. By the way, when we raved about their bread, they gave us more to take home so we could have it for breakfast, as well as little jars of homemade granola with the 11 Madison Park logo on the jar. I brought the granola back to San Francisco, and the jar is going to be a wonderful memory of our experience. So that's 11 Madison Park. What do you think? Would you spend the money to go?